Genius, stablecoin issuers could become the world's largest holders of U.S. Treasuries by 2030. Such an outcome would enhance our physical resilience.
We're live.
And it will cement
What's up, everybody?
U.S. dollar's dominance as the global reserve currency. The positive implications of this legislation are hard to overstate. Today will be remembered as an inflection point for innovation in the United States of America.
Let's go.
I'd like to thank my colleagues for supporting this legislation. Particularly, I'd like to thank Leader John Thune, Senators Scott, Lummis, Gillibrand, and also Brooks for helping to get this legislation across the finish line. And also like to thank a wonderful staff, particularly calling out Luke Pettit, Chris Land, Catherine Fuchs, Bill Rockwood, Nick Larson, and Chris Toppings, all of whom have put in effort night and day to make certain that this legislation is a success. I look forward to getting the Genius Act signed into law in very short order. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, let's get this vote going. What's up, everybody? Mr. Connector bringing you the live Genius Stablecoin Act vote. We're going to keep this in the background and check out some news as we stream, as they're quiet. And let me get my chat going. What's up, Angus? G Money's in the house. What's up, G Money? Good to see you guys. Let's see here. Just getting everything right for the stream. Tuesday, the 17th of June. Trying to pass that Genius Stablecoin bill. And they talk like they're going to pass it today out of the Senate. Which, of course, that would move it to the House and then onto the president's desk. So, what's going on in the world of crypto today? I didn't get to my normal stream today, my Today in Crypto. Let's check it out. While they're getting that going, I've got the tab open in the background. And let's just check out what's going on. We had the XRP ETF. Starts tomorrow, guys. Spot ETF for Purpose Investments. They won regulatory approval for the first ETF in Canada for XRP. Wow, Canada's first in the game. Happy Tuesday, lurking and driving. All right, Angus, keep the eyes on the road. What's up, Silver Days? G Money says, your eyes are bar charts. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Got the green as my old school favorite holo chain. And the orange is Bitcoin, of course. Everything kind of matches the color of the logos. SHX is in the light blue, the kind of the ripple color blue, but XRP's in black with the white bars. Cool. Yeah, XRP Exchange Traded Fund will begin trading tomorrow. What's that going to do to the price of XRP? Let's check out some comments on this one. Doug.Solana says XRP is just a funding mechanism for Ripple. Yeah, that's all they're doing is taking our money, guys. They're not going out there and buying hidden road brokerages.
The clerk
and
will report
custodies.
executive calendar number 98.
What's going on over here?
Federal Communications Commission, Olivia, trustee of Maryland, to be a member.
The question is on the nomination.
We got a nomination.
Is there a sufficient second?
Maybe, I think they're discussing another bill right now for a nomination.
Appears to be. The clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Osler,
So they're
Brooks,
back and
Ms.
forth.
Baldwin, Mr. Banks.
We'll keep it live, though.
Thank you.
What's up, Rusty Nuts? See you. Let's see if my Rumble Studio's working. Yeah. Cool. Nice. We'll keep that going. What else do we have in the On the news today, what's going on? We've got Coinbase seeking SEC approval to offer blockchain-based stock trading.
Barrasso.
If granted, it would allow Coinbase to offer tokenized stocks, putting it in a direct competition with retail brokerages like Robinhood and Charles Schwab.
Rochester. Mr. Booker.
They're doing the nomination of a Maryland Federal Communication, so I'm going to mute that right quick. We'll head back to it in just a second because they're going to get to that vote pretty soon, it looks like, on the Genius Act. So Coinbase is going to be trading stocks. It's like you'll be able to trade your Bitcoin for a stock. But don't forget, guys, that Solotex is starting in August. There you go. Jump from Bitcoin to Tesla without leaving the blockchain. Are you in? Secure your early access at solotex.com. Your portfolio, your way. They're going to bring every single stock on chain, guys, in August. We've been dreaming about this for years. Any news yet on the Genius Act? Yeah, they're not. It's open for vote right now. They're discussing it. I just watched Senator Loomis. I caught the tail end of that about 5 minutes ago, discussing the Genius Act. But they've switched to the Federal Communications nomination, but they'll switch right back. So I've got the tab live, and we're going to keep that up. And they're talking like it's going to pass. Of course, it's nonpartisan. It should be. It's crazy that crypto is one of the first nonpartisan things we've seen in a while to get through. All right. We got Stronghold. 60 billion Stronghold have been transferred on chain to an escrow contract. Each 1 billion Stronghold tranche is locked in a clear release date with no access and no exceptions. The token remains untouchable until their time comes. It's a powerful commitment to stability and long-term trust. This isn't just smart tokenomics, it's execution with intent. Hats off to Stronghold Pay. You guys remember what that did to XRP's price when it got escrowed. All right, so let's look at Stronghold on the charts. Stronghold token ranked 1,600 and something. Yeah, 56. 1,656. And we are not getting any kind of pump from that. I don't know if the turmoil in the Middle East has got anything to do with these prices, but we're having a down day today on prices. And on the 7-day chart on Stronghold, there is no reaction to this announcement. No price action yet. But it's on chain right here. Looks like contract balances 60 billion SHX tokens. So how many total? How many total SHX is in supply? Guys, there's only 100 billion total supply. They locked up 60% today. Insane. 60% of the tokens have been escrowed. Wow. And it goes and it shows the actual Explorer that's invoking the contract for Stellar. You know, that Stronghold runs on Stellar. And you can go and look at the proof right here. It's got it all listed here. Nice. Been in that token for a while. See if there's any good comments. Just kind of a laid back stream today. Let's check back in on the stablecoin bill. They're still nominating for Maryland's Federal Communications Commission. It said 4:30. It is 4:36 on the East Coast. And we're keeping an eye on the Genius Act vote today. See if there's any good comments about that Stronghold escrow. I know Ido Farina already mentioned it soon enough. I guess they're talking about it. It's clear to
Cortez
say
Masto.
HHS
No.
is way too big to be ignored. I agree. I guess they're going through the vote in the background there. I'm going to mute it for a second so they get back on the Genius coin at the Genius bill. Cool, cool. The next largest wallet of near 17 billion. Is that the coins we buy from if there's no sell orders? I don't know. Somebody's asking a question about the second largest account. If it holds 17 billion and they're locking up 60 billion, there's not much left for retail. This thing should run, guys. Not financial advice, but SHX should run off this news, I swear. What's up, thanks, Gary? We connected. Yes, sir. You connected with Mr. Connector. Got my synths running in the background, and I can just turn the volume down, mute it when I want. Excuse me. All right, cool. What else do we have with the news coming out? Oh yeah, the Ripple and the SEC, they have they want to extend the appeals. So of course, guys, they're going to extend the appeal in the second court because they don't have a set decision in the district court yet. So they're not going to drop that before they get the decision in the district court. Check. I had to use a second mic. I don't know what just happened to my first mic. Hold on. All right. This is my second mic. I don't even have this set up. Check. That's the price to pay when you have like some old equipment with and it's all tube. And it just kind of cuts out that tube. I need to replace that tube, I guess. Check. You hear it? Check. That's the first. Check. Wow. All right, let me get rid of that mic, I guess. Hold on. All right, we're making adjustments on the fly today. This mic hasn't gone out in a while. Check back in on that stablecoin, make sure we're not missing anything. They're still voting on the FCC. All right, I do not like this, but we'll roll with it. All right, I got too much going on, guys. Hang in there with me. All right, cool. Got my SM57 set. a little different. There's not much. Oh, it's not running through that 2 preamp. That's why it's working. Okay, cool. We're back at it. How's this sound, guys? Let me know if I'm good. Yeah, they're tapping in. Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys see this? King Solomon posted that special assistant to President Trump and the director of White House Travel Office holds XRP and ADA per their financial disclosure. Not reading too much in it, just sharing because he stumbled across. So yeah, this is the actual financial disclosure. He's got a Coinbase wallet. He's got 2 banks. And the actual asset, XRP, ADA. That means they're in a cold wallet. Presume. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gary. Cool. Yeah, I'm on my backup mic. Well, what happened to this 2 preamp? Check. And it's working again. Check. I got 2 mics now. I bet that sounds weird. Check. No, it sounds cool. All right. Cut that down. Cool. What else do we have today? So what is his name? He's a special assistant to President Trump and the director of White House Travel Office. So the man in charge of where Trump goes, in charge of his travel, all the strategic appointments and all that. Owns XRP. Wow. That's crazy. Huh. Can't blame him for that, right? All right, what's going on with the Genius Act? Of course, it's Congress. If it's government, it's slow. It's going to take forever. We know all about it, guys. So it looks like they're taking their time.
Mr. Reed? No.
They're still voting on that. Cool. Let's see what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says. Recent reporting projects stablecoins could grow to a $3.7 trillion market by the end of the decade. That scenario becomes more likely with the passage of the Genius Act, a thriving stablecoin ecosystem that will drive demand from the private sector for U.S. treasuries, which back stablecoins. This newfound demand could lower government borrowing costs and help rein in the national debt even. It could also on-ramp millions of new users across the globe to dollar-based digital asset economy. It's a win-win for everybody involved, says the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The private sector, the Treasury, consumers. These are the fruits of smart pro-innovation legislation. Thanks, Gary says, glad I never sold my ADA. Good job. There must be a reason he's holding it. You know, he's got to know something. You know, there's talk around the travel agency for the president. And Grok says about the Treasury Secretary, the philosophy of promoting stablecoins backed by U.S. Treasuries carries notable risks. Systemic risks tying crypto stability to U.S. fiscal health could trigger market instability if confidence in government debt falters. Liquidity risk. Mass redemptions may force rapid treasury sales, disrupting market prices. Regulatory risk. Laws like the Genius Act could raise compliance costs or limit operations. And illicit use. Stablecoins risk enabling money laundering or terrorist financing. Not that cash has been doing that this entire time. No, stablecoin. There's going to be no difference, guys. That's the Fourth Amendment right there. The Fourth Amendment protects us with with our cash. And then we'll do the same thing with stablecoins. And also volatility. Despite their design, stablecoins can face price swings as seen in the past crypto crashes. While the benefits lower borrowing costs exist, these risks demand cautious oversight. And that's what regulations is. That's what we're keeping an eye on. What's up, Protein? Good to see you. Check back with the Senate. Still no vote on the stablecoin bill. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so there goes no, that's DAG. I thought that was Stronghold running. Well, looks like Constellation's trying to run on the minute candles.
Mr. Cornyn. Aye.
You're still voting on that. We'll check back in just a minute. Let's look at the connector coins today. Everything's down in the red except XDB. Digital Bits, the blockchain of brands. That's up 50% on the 30-day, 11% today. That is a copy of the Stellar Network, guys. And there's a Google Play Store has the wallet, XDB wallet. Pulsar is up a little bit, 6%. Everything else is kind of flat today. What's not doing so good today? Velo is having a good pullback. Zebex having a little pullback. And Energy Web, all about 13% back. What about the American cryptos? Alio's up a little bit. I forget what Alio is. We looked at it the other day. Let's refresh our memory. What up, Protein? Good to see you. Just kind of hanging out, having a laid back stream, keeping an eye on this Senate vote for the Genius Act. Not that it's a, huge deal and we expect price movement from this today, but this will be the first kind of crypto legislation to go through, guys. This is a moment in history right here. As you see, though, the small Senate, there's not a lot of senators in their seats. So I guess they're behind the scenes making their last minute pitches. And somebody needs to call them up and tell them to get to work. Let's go, says Protein 40. What is that, Alio? Ranked 374th. I think represents a significant advancement of blockchain sector, focusing on enhancing privacy through security through the use of zero-knowledge proofs. The tech allows for verification of transactions without revealing sensitive information about the parties involved. There we go. A layer 1 blockchain operates at the foundational level of the blockchain stack, providing a platform upon which the other applications and systems can be built. Primary aim of Alio, I wonder how you say that, ALEO, is to address the growing concerns around privacy in the digital world. Offering a level of security that is increasingly demanded in today's digital age. Layer 1 privacy focused. The ZK proofs. Cool. All right, let's check out the categories today in crypto. Looks like everything's kind of down, but what's down the most? Internet capital markets. Internet capital markets. hyperpigmentation is the one coin that's doing the best in that sector. The other sectors are Binance Hodler airdrops. That's down a lot. Lending and borrowing's down. Cat theme memes are down. Lots of red. Telegram bots down. Derivatives. What's holding up the best? What sector in crypto is holding up the best? Clanker. A lot of this stuff I've never heard of, guys. We're going to keep an eye on it, though. What's the Clanker ecosystem? I don't know. Let's do a little search. It's an AI-driven platform for token creation on the Base network. Oh, yeah, and speaking of the Base network, we've got JP Morgan. We're going to be piloting a deposit token called JPMD on Base. Public blockchain affiliated with Coinbase to represent U.S. dollar deposits held at the bank. The pilot is set to begin within days, with JP Morgan transferring a fixed amount of JP Morgan D, I guess the D is for dollar, JPMD, from its digital wallet to Coinbase. The token will be initially available to institutional clients. It's a green light for TradeFi to go on-chain, potentially unlocking new liquidity and credit flows for institutions. This can make Base the default institutional playground by combining JPM's compliance muscle with Coinbase infrastructure, driving up total lock value and developer action. But, that's internal, right? So that's a walled garden. All this JPM stuff, a deposit token. But it is on Base. So it's on Base. It can be traded by us. But it will represent U.S. dollar deposits held at the bank. Huh. So they're holding their own collateral for their stablecoin. It's a little different. It's not a treasury-backed stablecoin. It represents their own dollars held internally. Interesting. Protein says Maxine Waters and Elizabeth Warren are still trying their best to kill innovation. They're two of the most corrupt politicians in the nation. I know, right? I get tired of looking at them. Trying to save the old guard when we're the new guard, guys. We're coming in. Let's go. Senate is still voting on this FCC. We'll take a look at it every few minutes, so we can see history going down. They said 4:30. You've got a couple senators in the chair, not many. So it looks like it's going to be a few minutes. We'll keep the show rolling, though. The Clanker ecosystem. We're AI-driven platform for token creation on Base. Base is layer 2 for ETH. Simplifies the process of creating and launching tokens by allowing users to interact with the system using natural language commands, significantly lowering technical barriers typically associated with blockchain tech. Key features: AI power, automation, transaction model. Okay, so Clanker operates a revenue sharing model, charging 1% transaction fees on trades. It's all about the fees, guys. You can really tell a lot about the system when they start talking about the fees. That's kind of the reason I hadn't got into Chainlink. It seems like they're all about it. It's just making money. I mean, I don't see we're here to make money too, but in Web3, blockchain is all about deleting fees and middlemen, reducing fees. Okay, we got a few more senators coming back. What's up, Turple? The financial reset they wanted is not the one they're getting. I don't think it is either. I think innovation rules the day in the end, right? Can't stop an idea whose time has come. Clanker. That's a horrible name for an ecosystem, Clanker. Makes it sound like it runs slow, it's old and inefficient. Let me get a little coffee. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the crypto events calendar today, Tuesday, June 17th. Speaking of Chainlink, they have integrated with Olympus DAO. Proposal has passed and is currently in time lock. I don't know. That doesn't mean it's not going to be valuable just because I don't like it. It's definitely an interoperability play. Let's see if there's any other announcements. KuCoin airdrop. RLUSD and Alchemy Pay. Alchemy Pay partners with Ripple. Nice. To enable RLUSD fiat on-ramps in 173 countries. Nice. Alchemy Pay. Proud to partner with Ripple. Power fiat on-ramps. Alchemy Pay bridges. Oh, yeah, the ticker's ACH. I remember this. Bridges fiat and crypto global economies through its ramp solution. But right now, it's all about onboarding and offboarding. Alchemy Pay and Ripple are paving the way for seamless transactions. Can't ignore the ripple effects. Alchemy and Ripple are partnering. More compliance, trust, and liquidity. Nice. NDAs are starting to expire. Seems like we're getting close, guys. I did watch this earlier. Jack the Rippler just posted it again on this Senate floor. Yeah, they're still not getting to the Genius Act. We're going to keep an eye on it, though. It's running in the background on this tab. Where was I? I'm all over the place here. Oh, I had Jack the Rippler somewhere. Where'd he go? I lost him. It was Loomis. We didn't lose much. Too many tabs open. There we go. Let's see what she said a few minutes ago. What's up, Turple? I missed the Nurple part.
Today is a day I've been working towards for over 4 months. After months of intense negotiation.
After months of listening to her nephew promote Bitcoin.
Congratulations. We are minutes away from passing the Genius Act.
This was just like 20 minutes ago, guys.
Senator Bill Hagerty's legislation that will be a first step towards modernizing the American payment system and integrating digital assets into the U.S. economy in a responsible way. I want to congratulate my friend Senator Hagerty for this achievement and thank him for his incredible leadership on this bill. He's been a true ally of the digital asset industry, and I'm so proud to have worked with him on his Genius Act over the past few months. Since 2017, Wyoming has been on the forefront of digital asset policy, long before it was popular or politically expedient. In Wyoming, we recognized early on what the rest of the country is beginning to understand, that digital assets are a force for good, and that you can have both responsible innovation and consumer protection side by side.
So it looks like Wyoming is going to be the first state to have their own stake-backed stablecoin. And don't forget, that's going to launch on 5 different chains when it starts. It's going to be using layer 0 to interoperate between the chains. But don't forget, guys, the easiest way to interoperate between chains with these issued stablecoins is they just rebalance it on the back end. This mic's messing up my image, but it'd be all right. Yeah, they can just take it off one chain and issue it on another chain. That's you don't even need to interoperate with that. Especially, I mean, if you're dealing with the entity itself, it can probably do it centralized. This is a bunch of centralized systems, guys, that we're going to that will be linked up in a decentralized way. So they're going to try to keep as much as the legacy financial system as they can. That's just the way it is. Okay, they're still not getting to the vote yet. But speaking of legacy financial system, let's check this out from Bull Run Wonka. Willy Wonka XRP, BlackRock COO translation. Tokenized world is coming, and the XRP ledger will play a massive role in this new digital paradigm. Check this out. This is good. They're trying to figure out how to keep that legacy system, how to adapt to the new stuff.
What advice would you give to, sort of the rest of the financial universe that are thinking about getting into this space now?
It's a great question. I think from our lens, it's what I'm going to say is going to be very simple. Executing it is extremely hard. So I recognize that. But to us, it's very basic. You basically have a new set of exposures. Mm-hmm. The real utility in Unlock is to be able to put them in the whole portfolio. And interestingly enough, I think you could turn the telescope around also and say, ultimately, how do you put these capital markets exposures in digital wallets? And how do you go? So if you think about the bridge strategy of this alternate digital asset universe and bringing it to the capital markets, I think it's naive to assume, and this doesn't have to be in a month, but if you look out over time, it's naive to assume that you don't also have to think through how do you bring the traditional capital markets to this alternative universe. And I think both connection points will define the next decade.
I couldn't agree more. And the best example of it, by the way, was the ETFs. So we got all thrown a curveball in the last minute. There were no in-kind creates. And so we were forced to try and figure out how to make old world meet new world, right? And so hopefully...
There you go. Make the old world meet the new world. They were forced to figure it out.
In the next version thereof, we're going to have more of a synthesis of those two things. So, yeah, you're spot on. I agree with that. So,
right on. What's up, Bobby T? How you doing, buddy? Seen you around for a while on the GDLT streams. Good to see you. Good to have you on the channel. Yeah, we're taking a look at this stablecoin bill, trying to see the first passage of crypto legislation in history. And of course, it's government. They're taking their time, right? Imagine that. What's up, Hardlight? Good to see you, buddy. It's going to be a bunch of centralized systems connecting in a decentralized way. Yeah, what I said. Yep. That's it. It is what it is. I guess it's up to us to build the new world, guys, with this stuff. I hate this mic. Keeps falling on me. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Still not many senators making their way back to the seats. Running slow as always. You know how that goes. Bobby, appreciate you joining the stream, man. I know you've been around for a while. I know you're deep blue crew. There you go, moderator. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for all your help. If you can help the blue crew moderate. Speaking of G, what's he been up to? He did stream the other day, first time in a while. I think he's been working a lot. Can't blame him for that. Good time to make some money. Yeah, there's a few senators coming in. Slow. Yeah, I think he streamed like 2 or 3 days ago. I caught it on the back end. Let's take a quick look at commodities. Oil's up a little bit, of course, from the Middle East turmoil that's going on. All three oils are up. And gold's at $3,388. Silver's at 37. That's creeping up a little bit. Let's take a quick look at crypto panic. Bobby had to take a break from crypto to get closer to Jesus. Good deal, man. It's good to take a break every now and then. Get burned out. I know how that is. I was on a new coin burnout for a long time. I didn't even want to see any new cryptos. I'm like, I've been buying for years. I'm good. You know, what's up, D Cartel? Up in here. VeChain Stargate launch. What is that? Could spark a major breakout. Let me refresh. There we go.
Hey, Vane.
Hey, can you give me a detailed summary of this page, please?
Sure thing, Maine. The page talks about VeChain's upcoming Stargate launch, which is expected to potentially cause a breakout for their native token, VET. There's buzz around new developments, including UFC President Dana White joining as an advisor, and their first app, Mugshot, hitting over 1 million users. VeChain's integration with WanChain and a new Mika license is making waves too. The Stargate upgrade brings protocol-level NFTs and a new staking system, aiming to create a deflationary environment and increase network value. The talk is that VeChain could be undervalued and might outperform in the next crypto cycle. What do you find most fascinating about?
Oh, wow. VeChain's integrating with, what was it? WanChain? Interesting. That's two different cryptos, right? Yuan chain and V chain. No, it's the ticker's not pulling up for Yuan chain. Huh. Okay, here we go. We're at the Genius Bill. S1582, the Genius Bill. History in the making right here, guys.
Mrs. Blackburn. Mr. Blumenthal.
They may be voting.
Mr. Blunt Rochester. Mr. Booker.
Sounds like it.
Mr. Bozeman.
New York City mayoral candidate Brad Lander just arrested at the immigration courthouse. Oh, I thought I was on a crypto tab. Let me fix that. Yeah, we saw Ripple SEC ask court to pause the appeal. And we covered this. America's largest bank, JP Morgan, applies for a possible stablecoin trademark, the JPMD. It's going to run on Base. Eric Trump backs off the Tron NASDAQ deal. But is he really out? Yeah, weird that Tron went public. How does a cryptocurrency go public?
Mr. Bozeman. Mrs. Britt. Mr. Budd. Ms. Cantwell.
We saw Canada's got a spot XRP ETF starts tomorrow, guys. Wow. Hey, what's up, Joseph? Hopefully the bill passes and the market turns around. Yeah, we'll see. Although at this point, I don't expect anything. You know, isn't it a coincidence that there's a daggone war breaking out when the crypto bills are going through? If you believe in coincidences. We saw where Coinbase is going to be trading stocks, seeking SEC approval to offer blockchain stocks.
Ms. Cantwell, Mrs. Capito, Mr. Cassidy, Ms. Collins, Mr. Coons, Mr. Cornyn, Ms. Cortez Masto, Mr. Cotton, Mr. Kramer, Mr. Crapo, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Curtis, Mr. Daines, Ms. Duckworth, Mr. Durbin, Ms. Ernst, Mr. Fetterman, Mrs. Fisher, Mr. Gallego, Mrs. Gillibrand, Mr. Graham, Mr. Grassley.
Here's the Milk Road posting about Tron becoming a public traded company. Tron will gain access to U.S. capital markets, allowing it to raise a good chunk of funds through stock offerings. Over the years, Tron's brand power has been spotty at best, partnering with the president's son to bring the company public.
Ms. Hassan.
But
Mr. Hawley, Mr. Heinrich, Mr. Hickenlooper, Mr. Rono, Mr. Hoven, Mr. Husted, Mrs. Hyde-Smith, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Justice, Mr. Kane, Mr.
this
Kelly.
article here says Eric Trump backs out of the Tron deal. But is he really
Mr.
out?
Kennedy, Mr. Kim,
I don't have any Tron, but I like Tron. I've always liked Tron.
Mr. King,
Hard light. Got a scripture here.
Klobuchar, Mr. Langford,
Nice.
Mr. Lee, Mr. Lujan, Ms. Lummis, Mr. Markey, Mr. Marshall,
Isaiah 9:6. Jesus will bear all governing on his eternally strong shoulder.
Mr. McConnell, Mr. McCormick,
And to version
Mr.
7,
Merkley, Mrs.
verse
Moody,
7, no end to the increase
Mr. Moran,
of his governing. And I believe this includes
Mr. Moreno.
transparent digital tech. Yeah, I think we're
Mr.
going
Mullen,
to
Ms. Murkowski,
transparent society, guys. I'm
Murphy.
bullish about society. I think we're going to a good place if we can just change the money. Nothing gets fixed until we change the money, though.
Mrs. Murray, Mr.
Right, Joseph?
Ossoff,
Yeah, every time we
Mr.
get to
Padilla,
pumping,
Mr.
some
Paul,
bogus
Mr. Peters,
Bogus
Mr.
news
Reed,
comes out.
Mr. Ricketts, Mr. Risch,
Wake me up when it's over, says D.
Mr.
Cartel.
Rosen, Mr. Rounds,
History in the making, guys, right here.
Mr. Sanders, Mr. Schatz,
The molasses jar is tipped over, but it hasn't leaked out yet. It's still stuck in the bottom of the jar. Halifax Dano says Judy Shelton just replied to Scott Bessent, said she would like to see gold-backed stablecoins with gold convertible treasury bonds. That's it right there. That's everything. That's exactly what the world needs, not just us. Asset-backed money. I mean, we've heard conspiracies about it for a long time now, but a stablecoin backed by a gold treasury bill.
Mr. Schumer, Mr. Scott of Florida, Mr. Scott of South Carolina.
That's a digital gold
Mr.
dollar.
Shaheen, Mr.
That's what that is.
Sheehy, Ms. Slotkin, Ms. Smith, Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Thune, Mr. Tillis, Mr. Tuberville, Mr. Van Hollen, Mr. Warner, Mr. Warnock, Ms. Warren, Mr. Welch,
I need to check my IOTA wallet.
White House, Mr. Wicker, Mr. Wyden,
Jeffrey,
Mr.
do you know
Young.
if I've got an old IOTA wallet where it was staking IOTA and I was earning this secondary token, but I heard the other day that somebody said that something happened with that, so I need to go check that wallet. I don't know if I'm still earning that secondary token or not. The IOTA wallet. Yeah, definitely good to see Bobby T back up in here. Or up in here. I know he was on the G's show for a while. GDLT is the man. God, he came up with some good ones, didn't he, guys? I got to give it to him. I try to shout him out as much as I can. But I definitely wouldn't have known about Stronghold if not for G. Several others.
Senators voting in the affirmative: Barrasso, Blackburn, Booker.
I think it's called
Rosen,
Trinity Wallet,
Capito,
Jeffrey.
Cassidy, Kramer, Cruz, Curtis, Fetterman, Gallego.
I haven't checked it in a long time, though.
Graham, Grassley, Haggerty, Heinrich,
Grassley.
Hickenlooper, Husted, Hyde-Smith, Johnson, Justice, Kennedy.
I heard
Kim,
Cash sent him some info
Lee, Lummis,
on the 2020 thing.
Marshall, McConnell, Moody, Moran, Moreno, Mullen, Ossoff, Paul, Rosen, Schmidt, Scott of South Carolina, Slotkin, Sullivan, Tillis, Warner, Warnock, Wicker, Mr. McCormick, I, Mr. Young, I, Ms. Ernst, I, Mrs. Britt,
So they're voting right now.
I.
G told us about SHX whilst
Senators
buying the wrong
voting
token.
in the negative.
I don't doubt that. There's so many scams and misdirections out there.
Cantwell, Duckworth, Durbin, Hirono, Kane, King, Klobuchar, Markey, Murphy, Murray, Peters, Reed, Sanders, Schumer, Shaheen, Smith, Welch, Wyden.
I've never even heard of the Solidify wallet. I've got mine on Bifrost. Beef roast. Some people say it's called beef roast, like beef roast.
Van Hollen.
It's actually a pretty good wallet. I like the Bifrost
Van
wallet.
Hollen. No.
So Eric Trump has denied any involvement with Tron's
Schiff,
plans to go public.
Schiff, aye.
He said he's a big fan of Justin's son, but no public involvement in the deal. So there's so much misinformation out there.
Mr. Hoven, aye.
Because you got Milk Road here saying that he was involved. Of course, that was the growing sentiment at the time. So I guess, yeah, here's what they're doing. They're using MicroStrategy's playbook.
Sheehy, Mr. Sheehy,
Tron is.
aye.
That's wild. A public blockchain on the NASDAQ. So they just kind of created a company
Mr. Crapo, aye.
running a strategy like playbook with Ethereum. SBIT is running a strategy like playbook with Ethereum. You know, take on debt, buy Ethereum, stake it, repeat, just like Master does with Bitcoin. And now Tron's looking to run the same playbook. Guys, that sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me. But then you ask, what's his name about it? From MicroStrategy. And he says it's an economy. Well, I mean, we live in a crazy upside down world, financial world. So of course they're going to do crazy, wacky stuff like that. They've been doing it for a long time, way longer than crypto. So it looks like that's the point of Tron, I guess, to borrow money, buy Tron, so you can use it as collateral, so you can borrow more money and buy more Tron to use that new Tron as collateral, so you can borrow more money and buy more Tron. Jeffrey says people saying the CEO of Algo needs to go.
Mr. Markley, no.
I've been holding Algo for a long time, just a little bit, you know. I never really delve deep into it. I know it was who was the guy? What's his name? Silvio from MIT. Ponzonomics. That's exactly right, Hard Light. Got Boardroom tonight, guys.
Mr.
On Uncle
Rounds,
Buster's channel. Don't forget that.
Miss Warren,
Few hours.
no. Mr. Banks, aye.
Watch Tron to go up now because of this. I don't know though. I'm just guessing. I mean, to me, that's a reason Bitcoin goes up, because of all the collateralizing it to borrow more money to collateralize more Bitcoin. Rinse and repeat. What's up, Mojo? Game over. And they're still voting. Guys, you can hang in there. I know I've been through this stuff for a while, thinking that you get good news, you're going to get price action, but they're going to hold it back as long as they can. I can tell you that.
Mrs. Fisher, aye.
It just doesn't seem like it can be a coincidence. It looks like we're going to war again. the same time crypto is passing. What's up, Fawcett? Over on Rumble. Maybe we could just listen to the call. What call?
Miss Also Brooks. Miss Also Brooks.
Are you talking about the vote? You just want to hear the names of the vote? People voting? You don't want to listen to me, man? That's cool. I can see a Rumble chat, though. Appreciate you chatting with me.
Mr. Coons.
Boom.
Mr.
What's up, Bobby?
Coons.
Thank you for the
No, Ms.
$20
Cortez
donation, my
Masto,
man.
Ms.
Thank you, sir.
Cortez Masto.
You're the man.
Aye, Miss Collins. Miss Collins.
I'm looking at
aye.
the Rumble chat, which is all YouTube and all that. And I've also got YouTube open. I appreciate that, Bobby. I just got monetized this week, man. I did it for 3 streams a week for 16 months and just got monetized this week. Connector, do you know what the amendment was? As amended. I don't know what they amended in the bill.
Aye.
They go to war when the money is changing. Yeah. Oh, Bobby's a green diode. What's up, Bobby? T is a green diode. Guys, I've got subscriptions now on YouTube. First level is diode level. You're the man. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you, Joseph. No, it's actually 500 subs for the first level of monetization.
Baldwin. Miss Baldwin. No.
And 3,000 watch hours. And the first level is like super chats and subscriptions, and you can do a store. And the second level of monetization is 1,000 subs with 4K. This might be what you're thinking of. 4,000 watch hours. And that gives you a cut of the advertisements. Yeah, war to cover money changes. Mm-hmm. How many votes do we need to pass? Well, we've got 57 yay and 26 nay. And what is it? I think it just has to be a majority, the first vote. It has to be 2/3 to override the president, I think. I can't hardly remember from my civics class back in the day. I appreciate you, Silver Days. Thank you, thank you. Got the chat lighting up. Appreciate you guys. I just do, for anybody's new, I kind of do a random time stream, so hit those notification bells. Sometimes I go on at like noon on the weekdays. Sometimes a little later. It's kind of late for me today, but I might try to start streaming later. Yeah, I just kind of got in this 16 months ago. Just I didn't renew my. I had a business. I was contracted. I don't want to get into what it was or anything, but I didn't renew the contract because I was a third party. I was taking fees from people, and I could see how blockchain would disrupt my business, and I didn't like doing it. I didn't like it. I did it for 8 years, and I hated it. So I decided not to renew it, and I really want to do something creative. So that's what I'm doing. I appreciate the Angus Grimm. Sends 5 gift memberships. Nice. We got some green diodes up in here. Light emitting diodes. LEDs. Nice. That's a play off of GDLT's Green Giants. I've got the green diodes. I thought of that earlier today. G setting the bar high. Guys, make sure you subscribe to GDLT1.
James I.
He knows his stuff on YouTube. Crypto Mountain Man, 60 votes to pass in the Senate. Okay. 2 more yes votes. Nice. Appreciate that, Crypto Mountain Man. Now one more.
Mr. Cornyn, I.
What's up, Bill? Bill got a gift. Membership. Gifted a membership. Louisiana received a membership. What's up, Louisiana? Mojo's up in here too. Guys, don't feel left out if you don't have a blue wrench. I kind of like to keep a few that don't have the blue wrenches so it doesn't seem like intimidating for new people. But I remember you, Mojo. I'll get you one day. Yoza's been thinking about going live and doing something crypto related. Cool. Yeah, like I said, if you want to get it in your mind, if you want to like get monetized or anything, it took me 3 streams, which everybody's different, of course. 3 streams a week. And it took me 16 months. But we're rocking and rolling now.
Mr. Whitehouse.
There's 62 votes.
No.
We just saw history, guys.
Mr. Schatz. No.
The unofficial tally. We'll wait for them to announce it in a minute. Appreciate that, Bobby T, spreading those memberships loved. Man, chat's rolling. Nice. Did I miss anybody? I miss Allie. Allie got a membership. What's up, Allie? Matt. What's up, Matt? He got a membership from Bobby T as well. Green diodes up in here. Nice. Get a sip of coffee. Turn on my analog sense for a second.
It's almost immutable. It's almost immutable. It's just an accounting ledger. It's just an accounting ledger. It's just an accounting.
Cool. Yeah, that's my samples I've got programmed in. I got Gensler on here.
It's just an accounting ledger.
He was a guest on Fox News one day.
Mr. Tuberville.
Saying, why would you invest in something that's just an accounting ledger? Guys, you know he's not that stupid. Dude's smart. Trying to keep us out of it. We know better than that, don't we? The bipartisan vibe shows up, says Hardlight. Yeah, it's crazy. Crypto is bipartisan. It should be. I mean, everything should be bipartisan. You got these hardliners, but Crypto Mountain Man. Yeah, they've got time to change their votes. Yeah, what'll happen is if they know it's going to pass or if it's going to fail, they'll go back and change their votes real quick. Some of them. So it doesn't look like they betrayed their party. But making sure it still passes. Crazy.
Mr. Scott of Florida. Aye.
The guy said no, it sounds like Gensler. I didn't hear.
It's just an accounting ledger.
Yeah, so Tron might be something to get into, guys. Again, if they're going to be listed on the NASDAQ as a company, so they're going to do exactly what MicroStrategy's done, was what Milk Road was saying. They're going to collateralize their Tron so they can buy more Tron. Tron to go public in the U.S. via a reverse merger. New venture to buy and hold Tron. Eric Trump expected to take a role, but he's denied that, actually.
Mr. Hawley, no.
Thank you, Gary, for giving us time to buy cheap XRP. For real. That was nice. It was painful, but it was nice in the long run, wasn't it? Still have some Triumph in 2019. Nice. Yeah, I was attracted to it immediately because isn't it like a copy of the XRP ledger? Does it have a DEX? If it's a copy, it should, just like Stellar. Let's take a look at Tron. Must be counting all the votes now. 27 cents for your Tron. And it's actually down a little bit. Yeah, I can't believe this hasn't popped yet. I can't believe this hasn't run on the news of going public. And I can't believe that SHX hasn't popped on the 60% of the supply being put in escrow. What, yesterday? Wow, we said that at the same time, Angus. That's crazy. Yep. Tron making moves on the low. Crypto Mountain Man agrees with Angus. So we can buy that cheap XRP over the years.
Mr. Risch, aye.
That's some more votes coming in. What are we at now? 66 yay, 29 nay. On the Senate floor. And we'll see how fast it gets sent over to the House. Yeah, Jinx, you owe me a Mountain Dew. Yes. I said it at the same time it popped up on the screen here. Maybe let me check something. I want to see if there's tokens on Tron. I think there is. You can go to blockchains on cryptorank.com. And it will list all the tokens. Here we go. Protein shouted me out on X earlier. Cool, man. Appreciate that. I have to check it. And Joseph is holding on to TARS AI. I haven't seen that one. Okay, here's your Tron tokens. First, let's look at that. What was it? TARS AI? TARS AI? $39 million market cap. Ranked 339th. On Solana. It's like it's having a little pullback with everything else.
Mr. Ricketts, aye.
Ricketts. Rickety crickets. TAI. I have to add that one on X so we can follow that one. TARS protocol and AI infrastructure protocol on Solana. Recipient of the Solana AI grant. I'll give them a follow. Featuring AI agents first, expanding into other verticals in AI trading, tokenized AI commodities. Powered by TARS. Interesting.
Mr. Bud. Aye.
All right, back to Tron tokens. Oh, yeah, BTT. I remember that one now. That's the BitTorrent. Wow, this mic needs a windscreen. My original number one mic went out earlier, the preamp. I think I need a new tube in that preamp. I'm sorry, we got this back up. You can't even see this mic. It's right here in my mouth. Check. There you go. That doesn't look good. We've got USDC Tether on Tron. Of course, most of the Tether, I think, runs on Tron. Let's see. Let's take a look at the stable coins. Got a lot of good tabs for research. $238 billion in stable coins right now. We'll have to remember this on the day that the Senate passes a stablecoin bill. We've got 238 billion market cap for all stablecoins. Transfer volume of 2.8 trillion per month. And most of it, of course, runs on Ethereum. But Tron handles quite a bit, $77 billion worth of Tron. Also, Whitebit, WBT, Wrapped ETH, True USD, USDD, Ape NFT, Sun.io, Just. A lot of meme coins. Let's see what's doing the best in the past 30 days. Whitebit. What is Whitebit? One stablecoin to rule them all. That's RLUSD. Yeah, totally. I feel like that's going to be like an institutional, larger stablecoin. But guys, there's no stablecoins that are compliant right now with this Genius Act. From what I hear, even Circle isn't compliant yet. Of course, that was a couple weeks ago. I heard that. There's no telling what amendments they've made. Isn't it weird we can't see the amendments? We can't see the bills. I don't even know where to go to look at it. They might have made an amendment right before the vote here. Loomis, hey, what's up, HWG? Loomis posted that it passed the Senate. Yeah, I mean, it's passing. This is live. 68-29. Yeah, it's definitely passing. They just haven't announced it yet. She's ahead of the game. Joseph ties backed by the Solana Foundation. They made a partnership with Apple. Oh, nice. Crypto Mountain Man says Haggerty posted about it too. Yeah, it's Haggerty's bill, so yeah, he would definitely know. Bradley B's up in here. What's up, Bradley? Just watching this vote. It looks like it's already passed, but they just haven't announced it yet.
Mr. Paul.
Rand Paul?
No.
Ooh, Rand Paul voted no. He's a hardliner, isn't he? Interesting. Bobby T thinks RLUSD would be the most trusted. What I hope is that XMD incorporates RLUSD. I'm into the Metallica's ecosystem as well. And they've got XMD, the metal dollar. And that's a basket of PayPal USD, USDC, and one more. And I'm hoping they add the RLUSD into that basket. I mean, because that's just a basket of stablecoins is way better than just one stablecoin, if you ask me, especially if it's got RLUSD in it. As I said, I believe it will be a few blockchains that will move a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeas are 68. The nays are 30. The bill as amended is passed.
Boom. There you go. Stablecoin bill passed. You heard it right there, guys. Let's celebrate. Where's the party at?
Ask unanimous consent that the Senate be in a period of morning business with senators permitted to speak therein for up to 10 minutes each.
Without objection.
What are they talking about?
Unanimous consent that the Senate now proceed to the en bloc consideration of the following resolutions, which are at the desk. Senate Resolution 284, Senate Resolution 285, Senate Resolution 286.
Is there an objection to proceeding to the measures en bloc? Without objection. The Senate will proceed en bloc.
I ask unanimous consent that the resolutions be agreed to, the preambles be agreed to, and that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table, all en bloc.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent that when the Senate completes its business today, it stand adjourned until 11 a.m. on Wednesday, June 18th. That following the prayer and the pledge, the morning hour be deemed expired, the journal of proceedings be approved to date, the time for the two leaders be reserved for their use later in the day, morning business be closed, and the Senate proceed to executive session and resume consideration of calendar number 130, Rodney Scott, further notwithstanding Rule 22 at 12 o'clock noon. The Senate vote on the motion to invoke cloture on the Scott nomination, and following the cloture vote, the Senate vote on confirmation of executive calendar number 99, Olivia Trusty.
I think they're just going through some procedural things now.
Vote on the Scott nomination, all post-cloture time be expired.
Is it passed?
The Senate vote on confirmation of the nomination at 1:45. Finally, if any nominations are confirmed during Wednesday's session of the Senate, the motions to reconsider.
Yeah, they're just discussing some nominations now. Yeah, the Senate just passed the Genius Stablecoin Act. First piece of crypto legislation in history, guys. We did it together. We watched it together.
Stand adjourned under the previous
And now they're
order following the
adjourning.
remarks of my colleagues.
Nice.
Without objection.
One more thing.
One more
President,
thing.
I have 3 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority leaders.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
I hear you, Bobby. Celebrating, man. Nothing wrong with that. Good deal. The Genius Bill has passed. Wow. You saw it here, guys. Good deal. They're going to send it over to the House. And let's see if what the House does with the Clarity Act. Halifax, Dan, it would be nice to see Ripple case in. Let's go, Torres. Yeah, we're waiting on Torres. Yeah, of course they're going to, SEC and Ripple are going to try to continue the appeals court because you got to have a decision in the district court first. So I didn't look too much into that yesterday. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, not another 60 days. But that doesn't mean that it has to go for that distance, I don't think. But even if it does, guys, we waited this long, we can do it. We can wait a little bit longer. Boom, wallet, genius everywhere. Yeah. Silver Days is celebrating. Nice. So it's D Cartel. Let's see if there's any movement in the coins. Wait, Clarity Act. Yeah, that's the act in the House. So that's the crypto market structure bill, the Clarity Act in the House. So they're going to vote on that at some point, which shall see, and then send that to the Senate while the Genius Bill is sent to the House. Now, guys, they can send it back to the originating side. So the Genius Bill may get amended in the House, and then it would go back to the Senate to be voted on again. Imagine that, all right? Before it goes to the president's desk. So we'll see. We'll see if they make any adjustments. I don't know. All right, let's take a quick look at that connector coins. Past 24 hours, do we have any movement? Just XDB. That's another GDLT call there from a year or two ago. Digital Bits, the blockchain of brands. Make it easy for these brands, these companies to issue tokens, their own tokens. Everybody's going to have a token. It looks like everybody's going to have a stablecoin too. Yeah, it passed, Lizard King. What's up, man? It just passed. It was like a vote of, let's see if they had the vote
Mr.
numbers.
President.
The senator from Minnesota.
Mr. President, I rise today with my colleague from Minnesota, Senator Smith, to honor two Minnesotans.
Okay, that's other stuff. But yeah, it was like 67 to 20 something. So it definitely passed the Senate. We watched history go down just a few minutes ago. Everybody's celebrating in the chat. Bobby T's going to sleep good tonight. I heard that. So that's good. Good deal. Oh, yeah, we were looking at Tron tokens. That's wild. Tron goes public on the NASDAQ. So, yeah, Lizard King, we think Tron's going to do what MicroStrategy does with Tron or with Bitcoin. They're going to do that with Tron. And we're just looking at some of the Tron tokens. This one's called White Bit, ranked 103rd. Lizard King's cooking in the kitchen. Nice. Yeah, many companies will have their own stable coins or their own coin. Yeah. If they're smart, they'll get a stable coin with treasuries backing them. Because, guys, that is the best business model ever in the history of businesses. This tether business, all they do is take our money that we give them for tethers and they go buy treasury bonds with it. And they keep all the yield with our money, our value that we're putting in. Even Ripple, that's going to happen with Ripple. They're going to keep all the yield. And the Genius Act, from what I understand, it makes it illegal for citizens, retail, to keep any yield off of underlying treasury collateral, T-bill collateral, which is insane, right? Because we're the ones supplying the value. But, you know, I guess it is what it is, especially when we can take if we can go buy IBIT tokens, treasury bill tokens, real world asset tokens. And if we can collateralize those and create our own stable coins, I mean, why can't we do that? I know Velo's got a program like that. I just don't know if Velo is going to let you keep the yield off of your own underlying collateral to mint stable coins. I mean, we've got to get there. So what's up, Kimberlite? Thanks so much for the good news. You're welcome. Yeah, we're pumped off the good news for the Genius Bill passing. Love it. But that pumps our bags, right? Yeah, we'll see. Oh, this White Bit's a token. Guys, I'm all over the place. I've got 5 or 6 different topics going at once. But that's how we roll in the connector stream. WBT is a native exchange token of White Bit, the largest European crypto exchange. Okay. Interesting. I might want to get back into Tron. That's just me, though, guys, not financial advice. But I don't know if they're going to do what MicroStrategy does and lock Tron up and collateralize it so they can go buy more Tron. I mean, that is like a Ponzi scheme to me, but you've seen what it's done with Bitcoin. Are they going to allow that to go? We'll see. Appreciate that, Silver Days. Like and subscribe. Yeah, guys, give me a like while you're here if you could. They'll promote the channel. I really appreciate that. 24 viewing on YouTube. I've got 1 over there on Rumble. What's up, my Rumble viewer? I've got 2 on Locals and 1 on Twitch. And I can't see X. I had all my screens just disappeared. Okay, I got it fixed now. I got the ledgers running at the top left. Where did my face go? Hold on. There we go. I got a lot of windows open. There we go. Bobby T says it's all connected. That's it, man. Stay tuned, Kimberlite. It gets better. Become a subscriber and tap the notification bell. Man, I appreciate that, 40. Protein 40 up in the house. Always appreciate your support, my man. Guys, don't forget to check out the boardroom tonight. Uncle Buster's boardroom on YouTube. Don't fade Tron. Yeah, I guess not, huh? Joseph said, so Walmart will probably be the first mover for retailers. Yeah, I saw where Walmart and Amazon are probably going to have their own tokens or stable coins. Yeah, who sent me the link earlier? I tried to click that link. I think it was it Bradley? No, Hardlight. I tried to click that link, but it said something about my privacy wouldn't let me. But that's just congress.org for the details of the Genius Bill. Bobby T says, hopefully we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor for when the Savior returns. Joseph says, remember they met with Donnie T back when Brad G and others met with him. Yeah, what kind of deal was made there, I wonder. I think we're about to see it pan out, guys. I think this is the year we'll see that behind the scenes. We'll see that curtain open up. Yeah, so, RLUSD's turn to shine. We shall see. They're going to put some more volume into that. Now that well, I mean, you got to see the president sign it first. Nothing happens until it goes through the House and goes through the president's desk, of course. But that's a good first step. We just watched history go down. Watching that molasses slowly start to creep its way towards the edge of the jar. Yeah, it's a scary play. I've been scared. I don't have any, but we'll see what it does with the with this strategy of going public. It's wild. A public blockchain is going on public on the NASDAQ. And Justin Sun was in talks with Trump and World Liberty about something. I can't remember what it was. I got World Liberty's portfolio here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, I think I deleted it. Yeah, we were looking at World Liberty's portfolio because a lot of those coins are going to be on, the BNB chain, Binance chain. And paired with the USD1 stablecoin. So if that USD1 stablecoin gets a lot of liquidity, get injection, that's where the money goes, guys. You got to follow these stablecoins. And if there's a lot issued and minted on Binance chain, which I'm not even on that, but just giving you guys a head up if any of you are. And maybe we can get them on another chain. But if they're paired to that USD1 stablecoin on Binance chain, and there's a big liquidity injection from this bill passing, we've seen what stablecoins do for ecosystems. We've seen what Tether does, or what it did for Bitcoin. Right? My only thing is looking at all of those coins on World Liberty. Their wallets are public, so we don't know yet if World Liberty is going out and buying some of these meme coins that are on there. I'm really scared of meme coins, but money is what everybody agrees upon, right? So there might be some avenues for you guys to make a little bit. But I don't know if these World Liberty wallets, they're all public. So it might be a Vitalik situation where all these meme coin issuers pump money to World Liberty, like airdrop it to their specific wallet only. And that way it looks like they have gone on and bought these coins. So we're still trying to figure that out. Yoza says Axelar, Quant, SHX, Velo, Metal, XRP, XTC, XPR, Zebek, XLM will connect many blockchains and money will flow. Wow, that's some good picks right there, Joseph. I think you're good to go, my man. That's some good coins right there. Axelar pumped earlier last week. Off that news of the, I think it was the EVM, the XRP EVM news, where that's getting close, the XRP sidechain, and that's going to use Axelar to connect. That's going to be a good bridge for XRP. Look, we're at 215, having a 6% pullback on XRP. I like this layout on Rumble. You guys, if anybody in the chat streaming on like StreamYard, this is the same thing, but it's free. And all it does is put the little Rumble logo up in the corner, top left. But yeah, that's smooth. That way I can highlight these chats. You can customize it. Yeah, there's some good coins there, Joseph. Definitely. I think by July 14th, ISO standard messaging system goes live. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is, everybody's dead set on that date, July 14th, for the Fed now going live with the ISO standards, and like it's set in stone. But guys, just to fair warn you, I did read something where there is a yay or no date at the end of this month coming up, June. I think it's the 27th, where they must make a decision if July 14th is the actual date or not. So there's everyone in the space knows that it's starting on July 14th, but I did see that there's a make or break point. I think it was June 27th of this month where they can actually delay it again. So I hate to, ruin, be the bearer of bad news, but let's don't get our hopes up, right? We know what's coming. And when it happens, it'll happen, right? But it should. July 14th is a good Yeah, you heard that too? Yeah. Just to play devil's advocate, you know. Just more shakeout delays. Yeah. They want us out, don't they? Never forget, they want us out. But I swear, I think the best way to get us out is to offer some money, you know, to show us a little bit. Show us $27 a coin. When I got into this stuff, guys, this is just me now, not financial advice. When I got into XRP and I started doing my research and I looked at the chart, I looked at the long-term chart, the entire chart. For me, my target was $27. But they might just show us that to get us out, right? Who knows? And yeah, I'm the type that doesn't believe in market cap, of course. I mean, oil doesn't have a market cap, right? November 22nd, official ISO 20022 system launch date. Yeah, but for who? For isn't that for that date is what, for SWIFT maybe? Or the EU? I know the EU, they have to decide by October what if they're going to do a CBDC or not. Joseph, they know we have a lot of these great projects, and if they don't want us to have a great deal of the supply, and they don't want us to have a great deal of supply, so they're trying to shake the newbies out. Yep. Speaking of shaking out, guys, check this post out here the other day I found. See what you guys think. I try to, when I see things like this, I try to look deeper. Let's see. Yeah. From links. This guy turned almost $1 million into $10. And he's posting a screen grab. You know, of course, it's about a meme coin, but of how they bought for $990,000 and sold for $10. And then everybody in the comments is like, you know, wow, he lost money. Dang, that sucks. You know, that was stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But there's no way. How does this person sell at $10? Who in the right mind would actually sell and only, I mean, what is $10 worth? So you got to think deep, guys, into this stuff. This could be like, here you go, right here, tax harvesting. If it's not tax harvesting, the person deserves it and will also make it back. Yeah, this is a strategy, if you ask me. Now, who says, I mean, money doesn't disappear. It has to go somewhere. Now, who says that he couldn't be profiting in another wallet, right? And selling on this wallet. There's something going on with that. There's no way he's sold at $10. Why would you even sell it? I just leave it there just in case. But the moral of the story is, welcome to crypto. You know, think deeper, guys. Don't look at it, things on the face value. Basically. Protein 40 says, let's go Zebek and XPR. Yeah, there's some good newbies right there. I really like Marshall. He's I'll show you why I like Marshall. Let's see. If I can find it. From Metallicus, Marshall Hayner. In preparation for the false flag day tomorrow, please use critical thinking And whatever the media tells you, the opposite is most likely the truth. Now, I can tell you guys, no one in the space talks like Marshall does. He tells it like it is. And he's a freedom fighter. Look at the American flag. And guys, Metallicus is out there in San Francisco. It's an American company. I'm a big fan of Metallicus. I think that's my second holding now behind XRP is XPR. They built a nice system. They're signing up credit unions left and right. Oh yeah, that is a date. Wow, I remember that 6/27. I can't believe I remembered that. The go or no go date. Yeah, guys, if you just joined on June 27th this month, there's a go or no do, go or no go date, June 27th for the ISO standards on July 14th. So we shall see what happens with that. Yeah, Silver, that Zebek's looking good. Yeah, I say we're a go as well. The way things are looking. Looks like things are speeding up, you know? And look at Marshall here. We are building an anti-globalist system alternative to CBDC. Bring it back to the community. Bring it back to the credit unions. Power to the people. That's metal. Is there any other crypto CEOs talking like this, guys? He's a freedom lover if there ever was one in crypto. Look at XPR, Will. Guys, if you don't know about XPR, you can look at the Metal Pay wallet. You can get involved in that if it's in your state. I think they're in like 48 states, 47 states maybe. And or you can just get the WebAuth wallet and you got to KYC it. Both of them you have to KYC. This is a FDIC insured account with Metal Pay. Right? So you got to KYC that. Or if you want to get the WebAuth wallet, you still have to KYC. You can send USDC to the WebAuth wallet if you're interested in getting involved in that. And then you go to MetalX. To do your trading. To swap in and out. It's a nice trading platform there. Let's take a quick look at XPR against the metal dollar. XMD, again, that's a basket of stablecoins. And then that system, you can get any of these coins on the WebAuth wallet, XPR, Bitcoin, Ethereum. XMT is a DAO. That's the metal DAO token. You can actually get that one on Uphold, the ERC20 version, if you don't want to deal with any of this. The loan token. Look at this loan token. It is rock and rolling. I got in at quadruple 06. About a year and a half ago, 2 years maybe. And now we're at 00048. The thing with this token here, guys, is it's all locked up. The supply is locked up. Everyone's got it in the loan, in their locked up on the XPR loan. for years into the future. Mine's locked up until, I think, 2020, most of it until 2027. Earning that yield. And I get like, I think it's a loan token every 2 seconds. I get a free loan, or not a free one, but I get my rewards every couple seconds. And speaking of locking up, don't forget that Atom, Cosmos, it's another GDLT favorite. Look how cheap it is, guys. I still can't believe it's that cheap. $4.06. This coin here, guys, the supply is completely out into the public. Every bit of it. The 390 million supply circulating at $4 now. Still low after all this time. All of it is in the public. None of it's held back in any kind of escrow or from the founders or anything. It's all out into our hands. Oh, Joseph got in early on Zubek. Nice. Back when CKJ mentioned it. Man, CKJ will find those early ones, won't he? With those 100K challenge. Yeah, I remember CK. CKJ Crypto News. I watched him the other day. I think it was him and I think he was on someone's show. I can't remember. 68J, I think. Stock market pumps on war or no war. They're going to pop it. Let's see what happened in stocks today. I've got that right here. Nope, right here. Lots of red in the stock market today. Let's see if the dollar has been affected today. On the Dixie chart. So the dollar is going back up on the news of war, possible war. Oh yeah, I'll tell you something else that could be part of this. Israel's M2 supply. The guys, they have printed money to oblivion in Israel. You know how U.S. prints free, fake money? The M2, they can increase the money supply, is way higher in Israel. I was trying to find a good chart to show you, but saw one the other day comparing it to ours. They have really depleted the value of their currency. So, yeah, I guess it's time for war. Crazy. See if I had any more bookmarks coming out. Lizard's out of the market. Max Payne might be coming. You might be right. I think you called that last week, Lizard. I wouldn't doubt that. Might have a pullback. Might be time to get back in pretty soon. Chad Steingreiber posted, I hope you see what's going on here. UBYX, Axelar, and Ripple RLUSD. So Axelar posted, stablecoins must be ubiquitous. UBYX links stablecoin issuers like Paxos and Ripple to banks and fintechs, allowing seamless redemption of stablecoins for fiat at par value. Yeah, all these stablecoins going around, they need to be linked somehow. Axelar is ready. They say it needs to be open to all blockchains. That's where Axelar comes in. The Axelar FDN is proud to join Galaxy headquarters, Coinbase Ventures, Founders Fund, BitGo, Fireblocks, Zodia Custody, and others in UBYX Association. Supporting UBYX's planned Q4 launch. UBYX. Take a good look at this. Stablecoin law unlocks the flood. We're excited to announce our investment in UBYX, a neutral clearing platform that bridges stablecoins and traditional financial systems by connecting stablecoin issuers with distributors like banks and fintech apps and brokerages through a many-to-many network, M-A-N-Y, many-to-many. UBYX is not a wallet, nor a stablecoin issuer, or a blockchain, or a bank. It's a neutral clearing layer where fiat-backed stablecoins settle at par via regulated banks. One stablecoin equals one USD at any financial institution. Wow. So this looks like banking software where they can accept any stablecoin. Despite $5 trillion in annual turnover, mainstream usage of stablecoins as everyday money is still held back from fragmented infrastructure, counterparty risk, and compliance friction. UBYX lets us reimagine this from first principles. Today's stablecoin ecosystem operates in bilateral silos between stablecoin issuers and distributors in competitive market, incentivizing for growing stablecoin adoption, which means we end up paying for distribution, fragmented liquidity, and adding friction to the system. VanEck even investing. It's a neutral clearing layer where fiat-backed stablecoins settle at par via regulated banks. A clearing layer. UBYX. It flips the model from distribution costs to transactional revenue from burn fees for issuers. And for enterprises, it unlocks one integration to access many stablecoins. And for banks, it offers compliant, low-fit path to participate in stablecoin economy by monetizing stablecoin acceptance. I've been wondering about this. How are they going to interoperate all these different stablecoins and be able to redeem them at any bank one-to-one? Gives says, but I always keep in mind about what happened with Terra Luna. Yeah, they made an example out of that. You know, governments hated that idea. The idea of backing your stablecoin with a non-counterparty crypto like Luna or like any of these other coins we're into, you know they hated that because that's responsibility. That's non-counterparty. That, to me, that's the best thing that you could ever think about backing a stablecoin with. Once we get a new floor level, we're not there yet. We don't have the value yet to do that. And that's exactly what happened with Luna. It didn't have the value yet to do that. But once we get a new floor level, to me, that's superior. A non-counterparty neutral digital asset, native digital asset like XRP or XLM, backing a stablecoin. They don't want that. Oh no, that destroys sovereignty. Wow. Oh, okay. Peter Thiel, back fund invest in ex-City banker's stablecoin startup. Okay, here we go. Peter Thiel is invested in this. Of course. UBYX, founded by Tony McLaughlin, a 20-year Citigroup veteran. They have to interoperate somehow. The system connects stablecoin issuers with banks and fintechs, reducing friction for users seeking to reduce stablecoins for payments and addressing the issue of fragmentation and lack of compatibility between different issuers. Yep. UBYX. This is going to be big. So I don't think it's really like a blockchain per se. At face, it doesn't look like a blockchain. It just looks like banking software, like a centralized deal, right? Because there's probably like clawbacks and, well, I mean, public blockchains have clawbacks, but there's probably somebody you can call to fix a, it's probably centralized. Wow. Yeah, I can see this definitely being something they use. But it looks like they're going to use Axelar on the public bridge side of this. So maybe some stablecoins won't connect to it and they have to use Axelar. Maybe that's the deal. God, there's so much to learn, isn't there, guys? It's an interesting space. It sure is. To wrap our minds around it and know that it feels like we don't, it feels like I don't know what I need to know about the entire space enough. But gosh, I'm sure we're so far ahead of a lot of people. And that's going to benefit us in the future. Just kind of knowing how the plumbing works. Yosa says USDC and RLUSD and DAI seem to be the safer way to go, right? Until further notice. Yeah. And I wonder if they kept that provision in the Genius Act where if the market cap for the stablecoin is under $10 billion, then it will be state regulated. And if it's over $10 billion, it will be federally regulated. So that's the threshold right there. Much to learn, yep. And it's a newish economy, newish technology coming out every week, yeah. Guys, I think I'm going to go see what's over for dinner tonight. Keep an eye on the space. Yep, lots to learn. Check the coins before I get out of here. Let's think positive thoughts, guys. It'll happen for us. We know what we hold. Thank you guys for chatting up in the chat. Appreciate all the new subscribers. If anybody wants to subscribe and be a green diode, welcome, welcome. Nice. The Genius Bill has passed the Senate, on the way to the House now. Nice. D Cartel, good to see you, buddy. As always. I'm going to jam my synths on the way out. Guys, we'll see you on the next one. Mr. Connector out, guys. Peace.
I want to invest in something because how the books and records are kept. It's just an accounting ledger. 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 It's just trust it more than an Oracle database. Trust it more than an Oracle database. It's almost immutable. It's just an accounting ledger. I want to invest in something because how the books and records are kept. I want to invest in something because how the books and records are kept.
Then you go to jail. Then you go to jail.
It's almost immutable.